Come to your knees to practice cat-cow. Have your hands directly under your shoulders, arms extended. Inhale in neutral and then exhale into cat pose, rounding the back, lifting the waist to the ceiling, head and tailbone heavy. Hang out here and breathe. Let the belly recede and press your shoulder blades away from your spine. So reach your shoulder blades down into the arms, into the hands, which are spreading and pressing into the mat. And then on your next inhale, move through neutral and then into cow pose. So lift the buttocks and the sitting bones. Let the upper thoracic spine sink towards the chest. Lift and widen the collarbones. Lengthen the throat as you lift the chin and look up. And then come back to neutral. Take a nice deep breath in to lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, start to come into cat pose. Bringing the chin towards the chest. Tailbone moves down and in, rounding the back. And then inhale into cow pose. Lifting the chest, lifting the buttocks. Shoulders move back away from the ears. And exhale back into cat pose. Really extend through your elbows. Reach your shoulder blades down towards your hands. And then inhale into cow. Let the bottom front ribs reach forward. Lift the chest, lift the buttocks. And exhale back into cat. And continue at your own pace here. And play with it a little bit. See if you can find some extra movement in the shoulder blade area, in the upper thoracic spine area. You can let yourself be a little bit creative here with some subtle movements, staying with the cat-cow pattern, but being a little bit experimental, a little bit squirmy. As you come into cow pose, feel the shoulders really move back away from the ears, shoulder blades sliding down the back. And then as you come into cat pose, round the whole spine and reach the shoulder blades away from the spine towards the hands. Relax internally as you keep going. See if you can deepen the movement. Deepen your awareness in the moment. And on your next inhalation, make your way back into a neutral position. Now we'll practice what I call barrel cat-cow. So there's a circular movement that we'll bring to this. Start in neutral, and then exhale into cat pose, rounding. And then shift your ribcage over towards the left arm. And then swing your chest down and towards the center and swing the chest over to the right. And then come back into cow pose, rounding. And continue like this. So you're circling your ribcage to the left and down and to the right and up. And in the downmost position, you're passing through cow. And in the upmost position, you're passing through cat. So watch here if you're confused at all. And see if you can find this circular pattern here. To the right and up with the rib cage. And then start to circle the other way. So now let the rib cage move to the right and down. Let the rib cage and the chest move to the left. And then cat pose takes your rib cage up and over to the right again, and keep going like this. Drop into this rhythm here. And again, let yourself experiment with the subtleties of the movement. Keep going here. Smooth, steady breathing. Really let your shoulder blades glide and slide and move. And then make your way back to neutral. Now we'll do puppy pose. So grab a blanket so that your knees and shins have some padding under them. Start on hands and knees. And then start to walk your hands forward like down dog position. Pull your hips way up. The hips will be right over the knees here. So continue to walk those hands forward so that you're very long and extended, and let your forehead rest down on the sticky mat. So it's very similar to dog pose. And now lift up onto your fingertips. Lift your chest a little bit, stretch your chest forward, stretch your bottom front ribs forward. Find lots of length through the anterior spine, and then keep the arms lifting as you let your forehead rest down again, long through the armpits and the waist. Squeeze your upper arm bones towards each other a little bit. Breathe deeply here, enjoying this nice opening through the shoulders and the armpits. Long abdomen. And then come back up to hands and knees. Have 2 folded blankets now for a wonderful open twist Marichyasana variation. So stack your blankets and sit on the edge of your blankets as you see here. And set yourself up so that you're really sitting on the front edge of the sitting bones. Extend your left leg forward and bring your right foot to the outside of your right sitting bones so that your right leg is basically in a squat. And then bring the right elbow to the inner right knee and take a twist to the left. And now reach your right elbow down, reach your right shin bone down, reach the left thigh bone down, and go up with the inner trunk. Ascend the spine from bottom to top and twist to the left as you press your right elbow into the right inner knee. So press that right arm into the knee to help you turn the rib cage to the left. And now you'll reach forward with the right arm and grab onto the outer left foot using the left hand near the outer left shin to help support you, and take a forward bend here. Let the rib cage flow forward towards the left foot. And then release yourself out of this forward bend. And get ready to switch sides. So extend your right leg forward and bend your left knee deeply so that your left heel is just outside the left sitting bone, a little wider than the sitting bone. And then take the left elbow into the left inner knee and a twist to the right. So your right hand comes onto the blankets behind you. Go down with the left elbow as you go up with the left ribs. Go down with the right thigh bone as you lift the low belly. Go down with the left shin bone as you lift the spine from bottom to top, and then press your elbow into the left inner knee and turn to the right. Turn the belly and the rib cage. Breathing here as you deepen the twist. And then come out of the twist and elongate the left arm forward to grab the outer right foot. Use the right hand on the floor outside your right shin to support you and take a forward bend here. Let the left ribs and the right ribs flow forward. And then come on up out of the pose. Now we'll practice Vajrasana with a really sweet side cat-cow variation. Sit on your shins and sit with a tall spine. And then inhale your arms out to the sides and up. Lift from deep inside. And exhale, take a side bend over to the right. And then bring your left hand behind your head. As you inhale, you'll open your elbow and twist to face the ceiling. And as you exhale, you'll turn and look down towards your right hand, chin to chest, elbow down, curling the spine like cat. And then inhale, open the elbow, find a gentle back bend. And exhale, curling back down. Inhale, open the elbow, look at the ceiling, open the chest, turn the left ribs up. Exhale, curling into a side cat, elbow down, chin to chest, and continue like this. Allow yourself to become really involved in exploring the subtleties of movement here. Exploring the range of your shoulders, the range of the movement of the head, and resolve this into a simple side bend, exhaling, and then inhale back to the center, both arms up, and exhale, side bending over to the left. Hand behind your head, open the elbow, turn the right ribs up, look at the ceiling, and then exhale, looking down at the left hand, close the elbow, rounding. Inhale, open the elbow, turning to look at the ceiling, and exhale, rounding again, chin to chest. And continue like this. Explore the range of motion of that right elbow. See if you can feel the right shoulder blade gliding on the rib cage. Movement and breath together. And resolve into a side bend, exhaling. Inhale back to center, lifting both arms, lift the low belly, and exhale, relax the arms out and down. Now we'll practice what I call a pixie side bend, starting on shins, and then let your hips slide over to the left. And take a side bend over to the right. So the right hand will be down on the sticky mat. Left arm comes up and overhead. And play with ways to deepen the side bend, to lengthen and expand the left side ribs, the left waist. Don't be afraid of the contraction on the right side here. Let this be a true side bend. Right side contracting and left side lengthening. Let the hips be heavy and grounded here. Reach the right arm further up and over. Deepen the side bend, open the left ribs. And then come out of the pose and sit back on the heels, coming to center, and then slide your hips over to the right. And take a side bend over to the left. Let that left hand support you as the right arm comes up and overhead, and create a sense of lengthening, a sense of expansion in the right side ribs and the right waist. Heavy grounded hips here. Open the right ribs, look up at the top hand. Stay present and engaged here as you deepen the side bend. And then inhale yourself up to center and slide your hips over to sit centered in Vajrasana. Take your right arm through the hole between your left arm and left thigh, and even thread your head through that hole as well. So you'll aim to take the back of your right shoulder onto the floor. And this is a pose that you can play with and really make it your own. So it's really just about threading the arm and the shoulder and the head through. And then using the left arm for support, see if you can let a little bit of weight drop into the back of the right shoulder and enjoy the pressure that's created here. It's like a self-massage. So you can play with the angle of the arm, with the angle of the head. You can play with the distribution of weight between the supportive hand and the knees. And then inhale back up to center and thread the left arm, shoulder, and head through. And take a few moments to settle in here, perhaps going even deeper. And allow the weight of your body to relax and drop into the back of the left shoulder, into the ground. Again, gravity is helping you here. Gravity is your friend, helping to facilitate this self-massage. Deep breathing here. Smooth and steady. And then inhale yourself back up to hands and knees. Now we'll practice what I call a shin twist. So bring your shins together and sit down on your heels, starting in Vajrasana. And then take your right forearm to the floor in front of your left kneecap, as you see here, with your right palm facing up. And lean into that right forearm and lift the left arm to the ceiling and let your whole trunk become active in this twist. Press your right forearm down into the sticky mat and turn the rib cage up to the left. Right ribs turning more under you and left ribs turning open towards the ceiling. Lift the left arm and fingertips up to the ceiling. Even think of lifting the whole left shoulder girdle up, lengthening the spine. And then release down and switch sides, lowering the left forearm onto the sticky mat in front of the right kneecap, palm facing up, and ground through that left forearm as you lift the right arm up, turning the ribs open to the right. Left ribs under you, right ribs to the ceiling. Lift the right arm and the right shoulder and lengthen the anterior spine, thinking of pulling the hips back as you reach the chest forward. And then lower yourself down and come back to Vajrasana. And now we'll practice a deep shin twist. Now take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee and the right forearm on the ground, palm facing up, and lift the left arm up to the ceiling. Use the pressure of the right forearm onto the mat to help you turn a little more, lengthen the spine, pull your hips back, lengthen the left elbow and reach the left fingertips up to the ceiling as you turn the belly and the rib cage and the left ribs open more. And then exhale down and come to the other side. Taking the left elbow to the outer right knee, forearm to the sticky mat, left palm up, and lift your right arm up. Turn the belly to the right, open the right ribs, lift the right arm to the ceiling, pull your hips back and pull the spine forward. Keep your breath open here as you deeply twist. And then exhale and lower your right arm down and come back to center. Now we'll do a wonderful twist that I call the grab big toes twist. So be on your back with your arms extended out to the sides, and then bend your knees and let your knees fall over to the right. Grab onto your big toes and extend your legs so that you're at a very acute angle here. So you're grabbing onto those big toes. Legs are extending as much as possible. And this is a very deep twist. Now let your belly turn to the left and extend your left arm to the left. See how much you can open your rib cage to face towards the ceiling. So the front ribs face towards the ceiling. And enjoy the depth and the churning of this twist here. So be long through the wingspan, be extended in the legs, but allow a deep relaxation to come over you in this pose. There is some passivity, some receptivity that's important in this pose. And then release and come to center and get ready for the other side, letting the knees fall over to the left. Grab your big toes. Be in a very acute angle twist here and extend your right arm to the right. Slide the belly to the right. Open the right ribs to the right. Be wide through the collarbones and the arms, extended through the inner legs. And deeply relax and release here. And slowly start to come out of the pose now. Knees bent and feet flat on the floor. And take a breath here in a neutral position. Now we'll practice a supported fish variation with 2 blocks and a blanket. So fold your blanket. This will be the padding for your head. And place a block down on the medium height and then have another block next to your sticky mat. So now you'll lay back so that the block on the medium height will be supporting you under your shoulder blades. And then lengthen yourself up and over the block so the head will come to the blanket and have the other block right between the palms of your hands. Release the flesh of your buttocks away from your lower back towards your feet. And reach the block up and overhead. Lengthen through the armpits and the elbows. And then start to stretch out your legs one at a time. And now, squeezing the block between the hands, you'll let the arms come up and overhead and lower the block down towards your pelvis. And then lift the block up and overhead, thumbs coming towards the floor. And then move the hands up and over towards the leg side. And again, take the block up and over towards the head side. And continue moving like this lubricating the shoulder joints. Stay extended in the elbows. Breathe length through the trunk. Be long in your abdomen. Let the abdomen settle. Let the thighs settle. Let the shoulder blades relax into the support of the block that's underneath you, and continue with this movement. Squeeze the block that's between the hands. Nice smooth movement. Taking the block up and overhead, and then up and over towards the legs. And then the next time the block is up and overhead, stay there, breathing, extending through the fingers and the toes. Breathing here. And now start to help yourself out of the pose, using your hands to help you come all the way up. Now we'll do another version of supported fish, this time with a bolster and 2 blankets. So please set up as you see here. The bolster is horizontal, and then you have 2 folded blankets, and that will be for your head support. So lay back over the bolster so the bolster is supporting your rib cage. It's not under the lumbar spine. Rather, it's under the thoracic spine. And then pull the flesh of the buttocks away from the lower back. And the shoulders will relax into the gap between the bolster and the folded blankets. And the head will rest on the folded blankets. And start to extend and relax the legs. Let the arms relax right out to the sides. Let the abdomen settle. Let the shoulders relax here. See if the shoulders can really let go because of all of this support that's here. Let the head and neck relax because they're supported by the blankets. Let the upper torso relax as it's supported by the bolster. Let gravity have an effect on the shoulders, releasing and relaxing. Slow down your exhalations here. Stay very present in this moment inside yourself. Observing whatever arises. Smooth inhalation, smooth exhalation. And then start to come out of the pose by curling onto your right side. Now we'll practice Shavasana. So we'll have a bolster to support you underneath the knees and thighs. And have a spread out blanket on the head side as you see here. So lay down and adjust the flesh of the buttocks so that it's moving away from the lower back. And then start to roll up your blanket so that we'll have this nice roll of support underneath the neck. So find just the right amount of blanket roll for underneath your neck. And then slide your shoulder blades down your back and release the arms so the palms are face up. And once you feel fairly organized here, then really relax and release.